Let me bring this up real quick. Okay, cool. So last night put this position on each, or not last night, but yesterday morning, and I believe I actually did on the live stream. Put this position on and looking for price to reach those highs up there. I personally have about a 7-to-1 here. Looks like this one's not adjusted. I must adjust down the other one, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at remark it up and make sure everything still fits. Set this, and today it looks like there's an opportunity on GU, and pretty much about to take it in a second. Let me make sure my phone is on so I can get the right lot size. So looking for that to continue up and ultimately reach up to these highs up here, but we just gotta manage this trade. I just gotta manage this trade. Let's delete it and do a full markup. So my strategy is simple. It's market structure. All I'll look for is a strong impulse moving in one direction. After that, I'll look for a correction moving the opposite direction of the impulse. And the impulse is only the direction the market wants to go. The correction confirms that the market wants to go in that direction. Then I'll look for that continuation. Look for an opportunity to enter here in order to catch that continuation, right? And the same thing upside down, right? Basically impulse, I guess impulse pullback, impulse retest, whatever you want to call it. So starting the monthly box price in, and then as we go down to our daily, I'm going to go ahead and draw an uptrend. Like that. And box price in just to get some closer levels to target. Yeah, I'm fine with that. It offers a higher opportunity for like the downside. Usually I put this level right here, but I saw this level today and put it there. So I'll keep that there. Let's go to the 4 hour, reset this. Okay, 4 hours. So essentially what I'm seeing is basically expanding triangle, more so of a rectangle. In my journal, I'll be considering a rectangle and looking for price to continue push up. Now there is a possibility that this could turn into just an impulse here. This is a correction and then price just shoots down. If it happens, it happens. Gotta deal with it and just find a new opportunity. But right now, just looking for this to continue pushing up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go down to the lower time frame, see if there's any other opportunities there. So here on the 1 hour, we had a descending channel here. We got that impulse to move up. We had a correction, and now we have a continuation playing out. I like this to push up a little bit higher, give us another correction, and then a possible buying opportunity there as well. Okay, cool. Forgot to reply to that message, so you guys basically know the setup I'm talking about. Reply. Let's delete this. Oh, let's copy it first. that's good. Let's go to the next one. If there are any questions or any pairs that you guys want me to go over at any time, go ahead, hit that. Go ahead, type in the live chat. Okay, so now GU. Now GU, just looking at this plainly, we had an impulse here, and I was looking for a correction to this level. I wanted price to create some waves for me here. Price did give us a pullback right here, and now has created a double bottom here. And I'm actually interested in taking the opportunity off of this. It's a risky entry, but willing to take it. Definitely willing to take it, and we'll see if it continues or, doesn't at the end of the day. That's pretty much it. So I'll be taking this opportunity. Let's yeah, before I move on, let me just do that now to make sure. Yeah, it's time. So just give me a second. Still struggling to break this area, but it's likely to break, and at least right now. It's also a nice 8-1. It's actually a really good opportunity. That's actually a great opportunity. We have 36. Yeah, it's good. The app I use to figure my lot size, I actually use two apps. I pay for Stenu, but I have FX calculator as a backup. Man, I swear, MT4 tricks me out sometimes. Like, it took a minute to load in, and like I said, I had no positions on EJ for a second. It's 36. And Stinu spelled S-T-I-N-U. A really helpful tool. Okay, that's perfect. Right on time. Alright, let's get back to the chart. So I just took the position. Let me actually send a screenshot. Looks like there should be a little bit of push down. Okay, let's mark this up. Going to delete everything, go to the monthly, and do what we always do. So box price in, start on the monthly, horizontal line there, horizontal line here, uptrend on lower time frame, going down to the weekly. Weekly, we have an uptrend, gonna draw it on the daily. Boom. Boom. Okay, and for those of you that have been watching or paying attention, did not send out the 25 this week. Honestly, just haven't had the time to do it. It usually takes me about it takes me about 30 minutes, honestly, like without details, but with details it probably takes me an hour and a half. But I'll be sure to have, at least for next week, on Friday I'll get it done. Set some time aside and scheduled it every week on Friday now. And also, like, if you're trying to get better marking up charts, if you ever find yourself complaining about, I don't really see the market that well or stuff like that, I definitely recommend doing the 25 charts a week. 25 charts a week. And if you really want to challenge yourself, 25 charts a day. And to make it fun, time yourself and figure out how fast you can do it. All right, at least that's what helped me, like, at least have fun with it. That's what I'm looking for. Lower time frame will just look for that opportunity. H4. So price is at this level. If price does break below it, I like to see it actually come lower and test this area here. If it does, yeah, that's I think that's the last place I would enter. And we're obviously going to be able to make this tighter about this area. So regardless, that still looks like that also looks close to an 8-to-1, 7-to-1, 6-to-1. It's a good R regardless. Let me. All right. So basically, what I'm talking about or seeing here, seeing impulse move here, waiting on this correction. I'd like to see this correction actually come down a little bit lower, which would obviously like end up stopping me out in my first position, but I was already prepared for that. I would like this to come to 61.8. If it comes to 61.8, I'll look for an entry, and I'll enter there. If I what am I saying? If I lose that first position that I have on right now, basically, like the next opportunity is a 6-1, at least that I have set up now, and likely to actually be tighter in the end, or like better. I'm actually expecting this to be about an 8-1 if all the confirmations actually line up. And yeah, so basically on GU for the week, if it does play out, this is just a scenario. That would be 7R for the week instead of like what was the original 8R for the first position. And that's really key, really vital, especially if you're working on risk management, to understand those type of things and figure out how to work it into your advantage. Also, I remember when I first learned about it, helped me not care about losers as much, and I guess it became less of a pride thing for it, or ego. Alright, so I will go ahead and break down like the areas I pay attention to on this move. For the position I already have on, and for this position if it does come up, pay attention to this area. Price has rejected this area several times and struggling to break through it right now. And ultimately, I'm really looking for this to just push through it and get up to this next level. Really on this next, ideally on this next push up. Alright, that's what I'd like to see. Other than that, yeah, if it does break through, the next target will be here, and price could continue pushing up, but I don't really care about all that. Up in that area, probably getting some type of consolidation, so I don't want to hold all throughout the consolidation there. So that's my position on GU, or that's my outlook on GU. I'll go ahead and send this as an update to the markup. All right. Okay, so now let's go to AUD CHF, which right now looks like it at least broke out of the pattern. I wouldn't say it's necessarily playing out right now. It's still needs some stuff to happen. Still needs to push up some more, man. All right, so we got an impulse going up. We got this correction on lower time frame here. Let's actually just go to a lower time frame. If you haven't been keeping up with this, I believe I'll send out a screenshot in the Discord server. Also in the last 2 live streams I've been talking about it. So got a descending channel. I believe we talked about divergence being here, and got this entry opportunity. Price is scaled back down, actually scaled down to a support level, and is actually giving us an entry signal right at this moment. Let's just delete that because it's just in the way. It's giving an entry signal right now, so on the close of this candle, we could pretty much enter. Or that's what I would do if I was trading, if I wanted to add on to a position, or if I missed this initial entry down here. Now, a few things can go wrong, obviously, with any position that we put on. Let's delete these lines. Now, things that could go wrong, basically, price could continue down, back down to this level, give another entry opportunity here, possibly. I wouldn't wait on that though. I don't like that. If price does come back down here, I don't really like how that's set up. But it could, right? but an offer an entry opportunity there, and the pattern could fail and just continue down. And again, like if price does get down to this level, this is just another buying opportunity for the larger, what was it, daily or weekly setup. It's a huge setup here. Yeah, so have this impulse, have this nice correction here, and really just looking for an opportunity to buy and ride this huge wave that could potentially go up. And I'll go ahead and measure. Say from here, it says 600, but there's a little bit more room than 600. Obviously be holding this for forever, so if you got the patience, that's great, but I mean, if you don't, I don't think this is on your list anyway. Alright, talk about UJ real quick. Yeah, I'm closing. So UJ didn't take this position, just tracking this position because UJ is not on my list. I don't trade anything that's not on my list. The first two pairs I'll talk about are the things on my list, and those things I'm trading, holding two positions right now. So UJ, I would close if I took this position because there's a reversal pattern. So basically we got this set up as an impulse down, correction confirming it's coming down, got an entry signal here and entered there, right? Had a nice 3-to-1 opportunity, and at the time it looked to me more like a 2-to-1. Doesn't look like the 2-to-1 even got hit, honestly. Yeah, it didn't. So regardless, no targets have been hit on this yet, and at this point it's just time to close. So we would close with what? Right here. We close with about a 1 to 3. So about a 1-to-1. It's terrible, at least for my strat, my stuff. But profit is profit. It's progress. It's a step. I'll based on every position, at least a 3-to-1. I mean, a 2-to-1. If I have a 2-to-1 setup, I tend to not go for it. I tend to just, it's not worth it. But if I have to close early on this, I don't care too much. But that's UJ. I feel like I want to stay on the charts longer. Oops. Let's go to. Yeah, why not? Let's run through like the markups I did last week. Let's stick to the daily. Yeah, cause I want to spend more time on the chart, so I'm just gonna do a little something extra. Like I usually don't do this, but I just want to right now. I'm compelled to. So I said price has the potential to form a correction. What I'm seeing now off of this is a bigger correction, price scaling down. Obviously the setup that I put on here failed, and I mean it didn't even give a correction, so there was no reason to enter anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for on that. But again, I will remark these up and send them out on Friday. That failed. What happened here? ED NZD. I still look for a push up to the upside. AD CAD is somewhat setting up. Actually, it is setting up. It needs to come lower for me personally, but yeah. So like, if you guys do want to go through these and check them out, they are all in the Discord channel already. Sent out the 25 a while ago. Actually last week, so just scroll up a few and then should be able to see them. And I believe I didn't make it so they are all previewed. Most of them are not most of them, a lot of them are previewed. But yeah, all you have to do is copy paste like in Notepad, Google Sheets, or whatever, and you should be able to look at it. Also, CAD JPY is a really nice setup that I like. Euro USD, fuck Euro USD. Euro GBP didn't quite reach the zone, or did it? It did reach the zone. My zone was just a little low here. The zone's supposed to be here, but it's fine. Price reacted the way that I was intended to. I obviously wouldn't have caught it because my stuff wouldn't have hit. There's a selling opportunity on EN. And again, for anybody hopping on, just going through the 25 so far. These aren't really things that these pairs aren't really pairs that I pay attention to. Just pairs that I practice on. Sometimes test ideas out on. So here on Euro AUD, I had an ascending channel. I was looking for a break out of here. Got the break and looking for a correction. Right now there's a correction. The trouble about this is it's right on the trend line. So you gotta have a pretty strong bias in this situation as to what you're gonna go for. Are you gonna stick with this correction, this impulse correction here, or are you gonna turn around and keep with the upside? There's reasons to stick with the upside. Price hasn't broken this low. Strong impulsive move right here. Hasn't formed a pattern though, and if it does form a pattern, I would definitely say just keep looking for buys. But at the moment, a low risk opportunity. Price comes back up to here, sell here. Then when price gets down to this level, or if price gets down to this level, my fault. If price gets back down to this level, that'll be a level of interest to exit. Obviously pay attention to how price is forming there, because price could just continue pushing down. That's more, obviously, if you haven't done testing for that, obviously the shit that I just said doesn't make any sense to you, and it's not helpful. The 25. So the 25, when I first started this group chat, I used to mark up 25 charts every single week and send them out, basically give my analysis on them. And then someone brought it up about 2 weeks ago, and I said, okay, I'll start doing it every week. Now, I did it last week. This week, I honestly just haven't made time for it. So what I did, I went ahead and scheduled on Fridays, like Friday nights, they'll be sent out. And so you guys have them for the next week. It's just some stuff to help me to practice, and also so you guys can see my outlook on pairs that I usually don't pay attention to. And pretty much all these pairs that are on here, except for probably about 3 or 4, I've back tested, so I'm pretty familiar with all these pairs. And it's actually already sent out in the Discord server, so you're able to look at that throughout the week anytime. Let me actually, I'll bring it up just so it's like on the stream so you guys can see. There we go. Discord, bring that up. Boom. Okay, so these are the 25 I sent out last week. Just all the lists, you guys can click through those and see what I was paying attention to, and just see the outlook that I had, right? And I originally started doing this to get practice in and just pay attention to the charts when I first started, and then people would hit me up and say like, your markup like improved my confidence to take the position and stuff like that. So I know like looking at other people's charts, confirming what you're seeing on yourself, seeing yourself can give a little extra confidence. But I will say, ultimately, like, one day at least, right? Try to make it so you're not paying attention to anyone else's charts and just be confident in your own analysis, period. Because I actually had an experience with that. Like, if you guys know, should I call? Yeah, why not? I mean, he's a good trader. A lot of stuff plays out. I'm not like downplaying him or anything. But Wave Trader, I followed him for a time, and I had a position on GN and a position on UCAD, and my positions were in profit. And then he said, let's say on UCAD specifically, I had to sell on UCAD, and my positions were in profit. And he said on the call, UCAD is a buy. If anyone tells you to sell, don't listen to them. Buy this pair. Do not sell this pair. Right? And of course, you already know what happens. It happens a lot if you've experienced this before. But price UCAD just kept tanking and tanking and tanking, and ultimately hit my targets. And I think I had like at that time I was doing like 30-to-1 opportunities, because I would only use a certain pip stop loss. But yeah, I basically missed out a lot of profit by listening to that guy on several occasions, instead of just listening to my own analysis and letting it play out. Even though like I didn't know a lot of things back then, I still should have been trusting my analysis and essentially learning from what I was doing. Okay, just a few more, then I'm gonna go ahead and actually hop off. Unless there's any pairs that you guys have requested. Let's continue down. Nothing to talk about there, still correcting. Nothing to talk about there, nothing to talk about there, other than here. Other than it failed. Let's do GCAD. GCAD broke through the trend line. NZD/USD broke through the trend line. Basically a head and shoulders failure on odd USD and I believe NZD/USD. I don't remember if there was one here. No, there wasn't. But it was a nice impulse correction. Just pattern failure. And if you go to a lower time frame, there's an impulse correction there to the upside. A little tip, if you do use this strategy, I'll say definitely work to see that all confirmations line up, like all time frames line up and are saying the same thing. If all time frames are telling you to sell, some major confirmation, major signal to execute on the sell. Alright, like 4 hours telling you impulse down, correction. 1 hour is telling you impulse down, correction. 15 minutes telling you impulse down, correction. It's a definite sell. Just sell it. Okay, UCAD, I'd like to see it visit the bottom of this channel again. But, I mean, if it breaks out before that, that's fine too. I'll just wait for a correction afterwards. But if it does visit the bottom, I'll definitely, if I was trading it, I would definitely look to enter out here at the bottom. But those are at least the 25. Believe most of them. Yeah. So other than that, like, just managing two positions at the moment for the people that hopped on late. We got GU just entered for a buy position, and then EJ also holding this buy and managing it. But appreciate you guys hopping on. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and notification bell to keep up with future content. And I'll catch you guys later.